Alright, what's going on? It is 2018, and I figure I am going to do something a little interesting for the first game completes. So, what is it going to be? Well, simply put, I'm going to be playing Fallout New Vegas. Now, it's not going to be the standard Fallout New Vegas. We're going to be doing it a bit differently, and the main reasons are I've played it twice already, and I want to make it as hard as I can at a basic level. So to do this, I figured I would follow a couple of rules into what I'm going to classify as Fallout New Vegas Slaughterhouse. Yes, it's a very fascinating name, I know. I couldn't really think of anything else. So, with that said, what are the rules? The first rule is I have to play on hardcore mode, which I've never done before, with the very hard difficulty, which I'm pretty sure I've never done before either. So, to kind of explain what those, the very hard difficulty basically is a damage modifier for everything in the game. Damage dealt and damage taken, more or less. To kind of explain with a few examples, the normal difficulty means you do 100% damage and you take 100% damage. Very hard difficulty means you do 50% damage, so half, and you take 200% damage, so double. So basically, enemies are going to be bullet sponges to an extent, and I'm going to be a twig. Now, hardcore mode is a bit interesting. So, how standard Fallout New Vegas works is ammo has no weight. You can fall asleep wherever. You don't have to worry about drinking food or eating drink. I know I said that incorrectly, but anyway, in hardcore mode, ammo has weight, which is effing fantastic. And additionally, you can die from thirst, starvation, or sleep deprivation, which kind of sucks a little bit, but it actually makes the game a good bit harder, at least in my honest opinion. So, it kind of sucks. And there's other things that it changes, but we'll be going into that later, because I'm going to go over the other rules, because it kind of relates. So, rule number 2 is no companions, period. The only time I'll have anything close to companions is dead money, because you're kind of required to keep some people alive to finish dead money. And the reasoning for this rule has to apply to number 3, which is kill everyone possible and as many as possible. And this means all the possible doctors, all the possible shopkeepers, civilians, NCR, Legion. It doesn't matter. They're all dead. And the most death I can achieve is, I believe, doing an independent New Vegas ending. I could do Mr. House, but to be fair, you can kill Mr. House, and you can also kill his robot wife, and then you have to kill Benny. So, basically more death with Independent Vegas. Now, the reasoning for this and why it ties into hardcore mode, if I kill all the possible doctors, I reduce the capability for limb repair. All the possible shopkeepers means it's harder for me to keep stock of ammunition and whatnot up and running. And to really expand on the doctor thing, how limb repair works in Fallout New Vegas is you can either sleep, you can use stim packs to restore a single limb, or you can use doctor bags to restore all your limbs. With hardcore mode on, stim packs don't restore limbs, sleeping doesn't restore limbs, and doctor's bags don't fully restore all limbs. Instead, they barely restore all limbs, or you can heavily restore a limb, but I don't think it's to full. So, theoretically, if everything is going to be a lot worse. And by killing all the doctors and the shopkeepers and everything else, I reduce the potential amount of materials. I reduce a lot of benefits, more or less. Makes me have a lot harder of a game to play. Now, to add on to this, there's going to be some modifiers, mulligans, whatever you wish to call them. Some make my life easier, others are just for my own reasoning. So, number 1 is I will not use Courier Stash DLC items. To kind of explain what that is, it's basically a DLC that was a compilation of a bunch of different basic DLCs, I guess like pre-order packages, that give you starting equipment. I won't be using any of those items. I may, however, use binoculars because they don't really do anything, but you can get them in the game normally, so I probably will just say F binoculars as well. Now, number 2 is I will be doing DLCs and they will be done in order. So this means Dead Money into Honest Hearts into Old World Blues into Lonesome Road. And level-wise, I will start doing them at level 20, which is the recommended for Dead Money, or when I get the Jury Rigging perk. So maybe as early as level 14. And now for something a bit interesting and kind of add you guys to the mix. If you guys are watching tonight, you can choose special totals, excluding int, and my traits. So to kind of explain with the special thing, special is basically my basic stats for this game, and the reason I'm excluding intelligence is because intelligence equates to skill points. How it works is you have 10 skill points a level plus half of your int. So an example would say 3 intelligence. You would have 1.5 plus 10, which would mean 11.5 skill points. How the game would factor that is one level you get 11, the other 12, the other 11. You get the idea. And the other ones you basically can choose whatever. So if you guys really want to screw with me, you could put my endurance, which factors into health and radiation resistance and whatnot. You could have that at 1, or you could have my strength at 10 or whatever. So yeah, and you can also choose traits, all kinds of traits more or less, and this factors slightly into number 4, which is I may do some exploits and or light cheating. I repeat, may. So I'm going to explain the 3 examples of what I would do, or the 3 that I would do, period, at the very least. Outside of that, no. So the first one is increasing my carry weight. There's a command called player.forceAV space carry weight space X, where X is the new desired number, and I will set my carry weight to, at the basic level, 500 if anything, or if crap hits the fan. And I will increase it whenever required. Either 500 intervals, so 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, or I'll do something like, say, 1,000, 2,500, 5,000, whatever. And I'm going to try to avoid doing it, but the issue is I like hoarding, and additionally, I don't think anybody out there would want to watch me kind of backtrack 20,000 times to get items. If you guys really don't want me to do it, I won't do it. The other 2 are what I would just consider like exploit stuff that wasn't really fixed, if at all. The first one is leaving and re-entering computers. So how computers are in this game is you have to hack them. However, you can just straight up leave the effing computer and reset the hacking minigame in itself. So you have like X chances. If you're on the final chance, you can leave the computer, you can get back into the computer, you get all your chances back, the puzzle resets. It's very stupid, and I'm going to be doing that because I really hate how computers are in this game. Also 4, because they kept it, and it's effing stupid. And the other one is what I like to classify as the skilled trait bonuses again. I guess you can consider this a bug. So basically there is a trait called skilled, which gives you +5 in all skills, and this is at the cost of 10% less XP gain. There is more than enough XP in Fallout New Vegas, it's not even funny. But what I will be doing is there are 2 sections of the game where you can basically redo your character in practically any regard, including traits. And if you have skilled reapplied, you get an additional +5 to all traits alongside the first +5, while not getting the XP reduction again. So theoretically, you do it 3 times, you get +15 all skills at the cost of like 10% less XP, which is effing fantastic. And that's really everything that I want to classify with that. So I will now see you guys later. I'll see you guys tonight, more specifically. And, well, we'll see how it goes. Bye-bye.